Hello YouTubers and YouTubies, North Coast T here. Today we're working on the 2017 Chevy Express 2500. More specifically, replacing the HVAC controls. A lot of them have problems with this selector here. The vacuum is vacuum controlled, so you have issues with that. Ours has this knob here. You have to hold it in the down position, like press down on it to actually get it to work. So let's get after it. Tools needed for this job are ratchet. I like an extension, just so you can extend away from underneath here where you're trying to get to. 10mm trim pry tool or flat blade, and a 7mm. These are your compatible models and years that this unit will fit. Okay, as you can see, this is our fix. You have to tape the knob down, and like holding it downward pressure on it to get the fan to come on, and the fan just cuts off. So we got our little tape dispenser and just keep putting tape on it until I ordered the new one. So also, a lot of people have problems with the selector here that changes the direction from the top to your vents to the floor. That's vacuum controlled, and so on the back of the controller it could be loose, not usually, but could be loose vacuum line there or a bad vacuum line. More than likely your problem's gonna be right here in the passenger footwell is where all your vacuum lines run. These are not wires, these are all vacuum lines. And it's right where people kick at it and their feet hit it. There's not a lot of room over here. So you want to check those first. Make sure you got vacuum here. If you don't have vacuum here at this, then underneath the hood, underneath the battery tray is where your vacuum pump is located on this. And then up against the firewall, like coming back underneath the hood to the firewall, where this goes through, you got to follow that tube, and there's a plastic T that gets brittle and breaks. So, but that's not our issue today. Ours is changing out the whole speed selector. We're going to change out the whole unit. I'm going to start probably on the passenger side because most everything can be done from the driver's side. So start on the passenger side and remove two 10mm bolts. There's one under there and one under there. And that takes off this bottom panel. Both bottom panels, to do this properly, have to come off. Somebody was messing around in here and didn't know what they were doing, so they tried prying out, it looks like, on this. But in order to get this trim off, that is not bolted in, by the way, you have to get these bottom panels off. So let me start with taking those off. These are fairly decent sized bolts for a trim panel. And then you pull down and then straight back at you. It's going to lock in with some tabs and alignment pins. So there you go, just some clips here, 4 clips, and a couple alignment pins as well. So just 4 clips along there. Pop that off, and literally you're just pulling that off so you can get to this trim. So let's get to the driver's side and try to pull off those 2 screws. Okay, here on the driver's side, same thing. You have one there and one there. So let's get those off. Those hold this bottom panel on. You could disassemble most of this van with a 10mm. I mean, the taillights are held in with 10 millimeter. And these door stoppers 10 millimeter. Parts of the dash 10 millimeter. I mean, 10 goes a long way on this vehicle. So, alright, now I got these 2 bolts out underneath here. Pull down, and then same thing, just try to pull it, release it from its clips. And actually, this upper panel is starting to come with it, so I think we're just going to start doing that. So, it must be clipped in along the edges, so we'll just leave it attached. So next, what I want to do is make sure I'm on level ground. I'm going to use the emergency brake because we are not level here. But I want to move the gear shifter into low so I can start pulling this trim panel off. Okay, with the gear selector in low, you want to just start pulling on this panel here. It kind of feels like you're going to break it, but it's literally just clipped in. You just got to get them to release. Now there's a lot of plugs on the back of this that I am not going to remove because I'm just pulling this out, so I only need to just pull it loose to get in there, and then I will just leave all the connectors attached. So let me get all these released for you. Alright, with your gear selector down and this trim panel pulled back, you have one 7 millimeter bolt right there. That side doesn't have a bolt. It's kind of weird. It just kind of slides in, like pull out on this side and then slide it out, or you could slide it back in. So let me get that one out and we'll go from there. We'll have to release the plugs in the back of this. Alright, with this way too long of a screw removed, you can just pull it out on this side and over a little bit, and then now we start removing the plugs on the back. So they're all different. This one has this retaining clip here. I'm gonna need 2 hands to get in there, so I'm gonna start detaching those. A trim tool or little flathead screwdriver comes in great for disconnecting all this. So this is your set of vacuum lines that goes on there. It's got this tall tab and this one here. That's your retainer for those. There's a small set of vacuum lines that just goes onto this here. That's this one here. And there's your full set of vacuum lines. And then each one of these, every one of these little connectors connects a different way. So this one, you got this tab here, you press down. This far one here for the rear defogger, if you have that, you have to lift up on this tab to release the wire. And then you got another one that goes in here, which has a tab on it. And then that one has a pull release on top that you pull up on and pull off. Just keep you on your toes, make everything different. Okay, now that we got that all disconnected, we're going to make sure our new one, first off, is all the same. We'll compare it, and we'll also test it before we put this whole dash back together. It's not really that bad. Some people say it's bad. I couldn't find a video on this, that's why I'm making it. And they weren't showing you nothing, so I just couldn't deal with it. So this is definitely a Chinese aftermarket. You could tell there's a difference in resistors and such. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it and test it and make sure it works, but I'm definitely not getting rid of this one. I see people just throw them. I'm not getting rid of it yet. So on this one here, this is our problem with this, no, this side, the fan switch. And what I noticed when I was taking it apart, it had popped off. It just snaps into the back of the board, so it keeps losing connection. There's a little bit of wiggle to it. So even if I popped it back in, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's why somebody tore it apart before. It goes back to losing connection. So that's why I'm replacing the whole thing. But you could probably just buy this and try to snap it on the board and see if that works. These things are so cheap. But as soon as it flexes away from its little connectors in there, you start losing contact and can't switch your fan speed. Or it just shuts off. It actually just shuts off. Its default is off. So you burn up in the summer or freeze in the winter. You also have your LED light here to light it up. That's replaceable. So I believe this is one as well. So let's, like I said, I'm going to put in the new one. And it goes in like this. So there's just a little retaining tab on this side. So it just slides in and then brings it down to one bolt. So let me start getting that back together in the reverse order. Each one of these plugs not only have a different way that they connect, they also are different sizes, so you can't get it wrong. And that's what it looks like all pushed back in. All your vacuum lines are in, your main vacuum lines here, plugs, all good. So we have the key on. Let's start. Okay, that was the main part we wanted. Let's see the switches. Okay, everything seems to be working. So we'll go from there. Alright, hope you found this video helpful. I'm just going to snap all this back in reverse order. Just kind of line up these holes with your clips on your thing here. And then just go all the way around and make sure it's all tucked in nicely. And then, same here, like this lower panel just clips into this upper panel. Alright, one thing you want to note when putting it back together, there's a little notch cut there in the plastic for that little nub to go into. So you just line that up and slide it in. And then you'll be able to screw this side in. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, one more thing to look for on these. I got a little more of the story from our driver that drives this fan. So turning the switch felt like it was doing nothing, so I took it off and found that this was cracked. So when that breaks, it doesn't hold on to your little stub in there. And when he went to pop it back on, when he pushed, it popped the piece off the back of it. So you got to be very careful. This could be just your issue. The one I ordered came with the new knobs on it, and also another set of 3 knobs for the older style. So I think this goes all the way back to 98, has a similar style. But this is just really, really chintzy. So when he pressed it in, it popped this piece here right off the board. And clicking it back on the board leaves it loose, so it's not making a good connection. It's just really cheaply made. So yeah, just be careful of that. If you have a problem with this knob, you could buy new knobs for it. They have them in most auto parts stores. But when you go to put it on, make sure you really line up that flat spot with your shaft in there because when you go to press it on, if it's not lined up, it will pop the button right off the back. So it's just another flaw. These are pretty tight, but yeah, this one is just, you can tell it's just loose. And if you look really close right there, when you move the button, it moves all around. So it loses connection. So just something else to look forward to when you're tearing these apart. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like, and I hope you have a great day.